Historically, on days where I don't get to go for my morning walk, I'm quite unproductive. But today is not going to be one of those days. It's been a weird morning, but we're going to get on the work and we're going to get shit done like normal. We had another quote done this morning for damp work that we need to get fixed. So he came around at about 8:30, but he did that annoying thing where he pulled up in the van outside. We can see him. Oh, I think I just turned my computer off like a dickhead. He pulled up like outside and we could see him. Like Laura's like drying her hair here. We could see him parked outside about an hour early. And then we're just like on edge. You can't do anything in that hour because he could knock on the door at any point, you know? Yeah, so he didn't come till about 8:30 in the end. Was here for about half an hour. Laura's just left. She hung around this time because last time, it must be really hard. Like, it's really stressful for me because I have to translate everything that I'm told to Laura without putting it like through my filter, you know? And then she has to kind of take everything I'm saying and figure out whether or not it's coming through my filter, you know? So she was here this time, so that was a lot less stressful all round. But yeah, so he came around, told us about all the stuff. There's like 4 separate things. The other guy only said there was 2 separate things, and they were 2 really big things. This guy's got 4 smaller things, and basically we can kind of piecemeal some of them, but some of them need to be done sooner rather than later. So it's going to be interesting, but otherwise, because of that, didn't go for a walk this morning. I am going to be focusing today on finishing the user story and launching Catalyst behind me. So I've got to do one small thing code change wise to Catalyst, and then I've got like the internal structure of a microservice to set up on the other one. So I'm going to get down and dirty with it, and I'm going to try and not let my unproductive start to the day give me an excuse to have an unproductive rest of the day, you know? It's going all right. We've had an average day so far, mainly because I made some minor changes to the website and then went through the release process, which is mostly automated. I just had some minor snags with the reCAPTCHA stuff. I had a config issue there, but figured it out, sorted. It's now lunchtime, and I can clear my whiteboard and use it for other things again. Hey! I'm not sure what's better, like getting all your thoughts out and like mapping it up there. It's quite fun to fill out a whiteboard, and like when I'm at work and I'm working in a team, whiteboards worth their weight in gold. I love them. They're so good. Whenever we're like discussing something, we're like, right, so how can we figure this out to the whiteboard? Let's draw it. Here I do it less so, but it's quite good for, I'm trying to think about it, but I'm not trying to think about it too much. If I'm like hovering over a piece of paper, like trying to solve a problem, you know, or trying to come up with ideas, it's the worst case scenario. But if you've got something where you can just like throw it up and like kind of map it around and stuff, it's so much more productive. So that's great. But even better, clearing it down when you finish, boys. Oh yeah. After this, we're going to focus on programming then, and then over the weekend, we're going to figure out how to like launch this. So that's like a soft launch. I'll just quietly add it to the site, not tell anyone about it, and then I'll publicly launch it Monday and start approaching clients again on Tuesday. I need to figure out, like I need to kind of roadmap that thing out. I have some planning I need to do, and I need to do some organization in Asana to simplify this client process. It's quite like a annoying process to go through, but we'll figure it out. We'll get there. It's because I haven't found an optimal solution for it yet, that's why. I went to bed about 20 minutes before Laura did last night. Went to bed. I was like, I'm gonna go brush my teeth now. She's like, yeah, I'm coming. I go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll warm up the bed. She's like, yeah, I'm coming. Go upstairs. I watch a 20-minute long YouTube video. And I'm like, she's not coming down, is she? We used to have a Google Assistant floating around. Shut up, Google is listening to me. In the old flat, we had the Google Home in the living room, so I could broadcast to her from my phone and be like, broadcast, Laura, go to bed. I couldn't do that, so instead I Chromecasted, because I knew the TV was still on. I Chromecasted that alarm noise. And I'm upstairs and I can hear the alarm from upstairs. I'm like, all I can hear is beep, 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 like that. Does she move? I tried Baby Shark, which is less alarm-like, but more annoying. That didn't work either, so I had to go down and wake her up, so Good times. She's just gone to uni. Oh, I've just dropped her off at uni. And your boy JP is going to get some work done. I've already got a bit of work done this morning. I did some updating stuff. So I've nearly finished the development I need to do. Flipping slippers up. Oh, they're there. Right, hiding behind the chair. I woke up this morning and I was looking at doing some updates. So as you know, I'm migrating my microservices to .NET Core 3. I've got one microservice that's .NET Core 2. My latest one is now, this one's .NET Core 3. But all the others are full fat framework. .NET Core 4.7. And I selected one to migrate over, thinking that that one would be like, is literally one of the ones that is used the least. I thought I'll migrate that over because there's only a message bus consumer, there's no API, it'll be the easiest one to migrate over this weekend, because I'm pulling it in as like an extra item in my sprint, right? That was dumb. So it turns out that it has a heavy dependency on the security service. As in, well, I say heavy dependency. It consumes messages that are given out by the security service, and those are full fat messages. They're not .NET standard, because I'm a dickhead. And for some reason, the security service must be the only one where there's message bus contracts aren't standard. So I've updated it, forced it through. My laptop doesn't even have full fat framework installed on it. I'm now going to migrate it, but I'm going to focus on finishing. I do have a user story that I'm trying to finish. I thought that would be something I could just do on my laptop, just for banter, you know what I mean? But no. So I'm going to finish off this user story, and then we're going to focus on updating those packages. But it's important because I need to update the security service, because the next sprint involves adding an API to this new .NET Core 3 microservice. And that is going to obviously involve security stuff. So it's going to be fun. That is my focus of the day while Laura's at uni, and then we've got Formula 1 to watch later. That's about it. Living the dream. I really wish there was a way of just spinning up a Saga ATM, and I'm just trying to figure out if I need to spin a second Saga. So I've got a Saga that's like tracking a repository, as basically most of my sagas. Most of my microservices are in some way related to that initial repository. But I don't know whether or not to kick off the settings yet. I think I can avoid it. The annoying thing is that like sagas are all correlated via an ID, and the problem is that I wouldn't want the same ID to be used for both. For two different sagas, I want like a separate ID. I want the repository ID for the repository saga, and then the ID for the actual thing in the other saga, because otherwise they're both going to start consuming the same messages. Well, they won't, because they don't know about each other. But I want them to subscribe to the same event, and it can only have one correlation ID. In theory, because I'm initializing it, I think I can get away with initializing it and then setting the correlation ID to a different ID. So I effectively initialize it with this correlation ID, overwrite that value, and then move on from there. Hard to balance, man. It's hard to... It's annoying. I might ask that on Stack Overflow and see what's going on with it. But I'm close to finishing this story now. I just need to do one more binding. I definitely don't need that saga yet. I can hold off. So I don't need it for this story. Trying to figure out when I will need it. It's more the generation part, isn't it? Finished my user story, boys and girls. We are now Gucci. I'm now like finished. The sprint is finished, and I'm looking to pull more things in. So like I say, I'm looking at pulling in the party service, but I'm scared of how old that party service is and how closely related it is to the security service. So I do need to make some minor updates to the security service first. But the security service update is in the next sprint. So I'm planning, I don't think I can do it this weekend is the problem. Nah, I could probably do it in a day. I might pull that story in, that'd be insane, wouldn't it? But yeah, so we've got, it's going well. We've nearly done 40 hours this week. Half and half as well, so half of it's been on other stuff, and then this stuff's on programming. That's obviously timed hours, and doesn't include things like planning, which I spent a lot of time doing planning last night, which wasn't timed. Yeah, I also need to flesh out an epic. I've got a feature. I'm working on a feature at the moment, and the last user story is in the sprint, but I know there's more user stories. So I need to add in those user stories so that the feature doesn't close when I finished it. But it's lunchtime, boys and girls. Heating's not on, is it? It is. FML. Maybe that's why we both woke up this morning feeling so unbelievably hot. You know? Maybe I should leave it on though, because it is raining a lot. I'm gonna leave it on. Fuck it. Again, I have a running theory that it's cheaper to leave it on all day than it is to like put it on when you're cold, you know? Like kind of maintaining a temperature is cheaper than making it that temperature at specific points of the day, like in the morning and in the evening in particular. But yeah, I didn't. Maybe that was why we woke up so hot this morning. That explains a lot, doesn't it? We have beans and egg on toast for lunch, boys and girls. Get excited. I am pumped. I've had sandwiches all week, and now I'm going to treat myself. Oh yeah, that was delish. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play myself a cheeky little game of Formula 1 to reward myself, basically. That counts, right? They do a like weekly event thing every time there's a race in real life, and I want to do that, so that's why I'm going to do it now. And then I'll finish that race, and then I'll come back here upstairs and then update that nougat package. Oh yeah. I'm really chuffed with like how much work I've got done this week. And yesterday was a bit more unproductive than it could have been as well. But yeah, still done so well. So need to reward yourself, don't you, every now and again? It's kind of ironic really, because like you have to reward yourself for doing well, and then you have to like let yourself have breaks when it's going hard. Basically, I just want to play Formula 1. Next race starts in 58 minutes. What do you mean? What does that mean, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one of those days today where we have to sit and smell the smell of a lovely Madaloo, which is a Vindaloo recipe, but with a Madras curry paste. It's been slow cooking since 10:30, and it will continue to slow cook until... Let's have a cup of tea. Yeah. It will continue to slow cook until about 6:30 tonight. It's going to be a long-ass cook time, boys. Woke up this morning, I had to go to the shop to pick up some tinned tomatoes for the dinner. I've done a clothes wash, which is out on the line drying. It's a dry, sunny day. It's cold, but it's sunny. So we're going to try and get as much of that dried as possible. I need to do another clothes wash, but I need to figure out like kind of when. Or I just need to concede to the fact that I'm not going to be able to get them both out on the line, because the line's already full with a like bedding wash. Because like duvet sheets take up so much space, you know. Yeah, I can't see any way I'm going to get... I might just put the wash in now. I'm trying. Laura's at uni until 5, so she won't get back here until like nearly 6-ish. I want to get some work done today. What I've done is I've managed to update the party service, which is the service I wanted to pull forward. I needed to do some selective updating of the security service because they consume messages from each other. And for some dopey ass reason, I made the messages full fat framework. Fucking idiot. So I did some minor updates in that world. I don't know whether or not to... So what I was planning on doing was starting work on updating the security service. I was thinking about wrapping some automation tests around the party service because it really doesn't do much. It's kind of like a future-proofing service. The whole idea is that it segregates out your login details with you as a person. So in theory, you could have multiple login details going to the same person if you wanted. Things like that. So you could set up like a company would be able to have an account, and then you'd be able to have users that log in as that company, things like that. But yeah, so it's kind of like, it's a little bit confusing whether or not, like what I'm going to do today, because what am I talking about? I could either write some automation tests and merge it, or, which is what I think I should probably do, is sit back and wait until the security services merge. But if I go on that methodology, then, I mean, I'm not going to use the things that this does, I'm not going to use. If I go on that methodology, then I can't update any of the microservices until they're all done, which I think is stupid. And it's not the way it works. It's only a problem because they consume messages from each other. And there's such a big jump in the mass transit versions If they weren't such a big jump in the mass transit versions, I'd be able to do it. But it's jumping from 3 to 5, and that's huge, and the payload changes. So they won't be able to talk to each other via the message bus because they won't understand. They won't be able to deserialize each other's messages. So that's what's like kind of holding me back a little bit. But like to test this in anger, I need the security service to be updated so I can even talk to it. I mean, maybe I could do that actually, because I have like selectively updated the security service. Yeah, my general plan is either get ahead on the security service or fully finish the party service. Probably going to go to fully finish the party service, and then I'm going to start focusing on launching Catalyst, which is what I'm going to be doing as of tomorrow. Well, Tuesday, arguably. Laura's got a day off tomorrow, so I'm thinking we're going to be spending... I'm not going to get a lot of work done tomorrow. Boys. So the logical thing to do is to do things that involve Atlas today, and then I can work on my laptop, kind of like while we're watching TV or a film, or I think we've got DIY day, to be honest with you, which is going to be exciting. And then tomorrow I can kind of do those like kind of odd jobby kind of jobs, the jobs that don't feel like work but are work, and don't really get timed and get kind of lost in a normal day. So yeah, isn't that fun? This is my day today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going. I want to make the most of today, but I also kind of want to like... Tomorrow I can take my foot off the gas, but I feel like I'm ready to take my foot off the gas today. You know? A little bit, just for like a day, just to chill out. But I can't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward my clothes wash. I'm kind of unproductive now before lunch. So what I might do is move forward all the jobs that I'm going to do until before lunch, have lunch, and then we'll do programming. And then we've got until like 6 until Laura gets back to do work. That makes sense, right? Also, I could potentially put some of this washing out on a clothes horse thing outside, and then bring it in later. I'm not expecting it to dry outside, but just to like take that edge off inside. The question is, what do I do now while I've got an hour until this is finished? Look at this sun, boys. Just had lunch. We're all done. All my jobs are done. Ooh, it's brisk. Brisk but sunny. I've got to sort the washing out, but otherwise the stuff on the line's dry. I wasn't expecting it to dry. Oh, I'm just putting off work at this point, aren't I? Look at this, man. Clocks went back. It's getting dark already. It's only just gone 5. God damn it. I'm so hungry. I'm trying to stay upstairs to stay away from the smell of that Gucci curry. Well, JK, I'm walking downstairs right now. I have finished. I've merged the party service. That's all sorted. I've updated everything I need to update to get it working with the security service. I did test it in isolation though, so I didn't kick up the security service as well, but I'll test them both. I'll test the what's it called? Oh, the user registration workflow. I'll test that later on when I get near it. Oh my gosh. Because I'm also making some updates to the communication service, so I'll just test it all in one big old swoopity swoop. That's all sorted. So I've completely done my sprints for last week. So what I do is I have this little list of things that I want to achieve in a week. I achieved every single one of them last week. First time. I do have quite an ambitious list. It's not, I don't mess about, you know what I mean? So, words with words. Cool. My plan is, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my next week. I'm trying to write it out now. I want to push Catalyst, and I'm going to advertise it across social media, all my socials. And I'm actually going to take out ads. I'm going to try and take out some ad space, because just to push it out. I have some like kind of free credits for Google and LinkedIn. So I'm going to try and use that, just see how it goes basically, see if that happens. And I need to figure out like how I'm going to start approaching potential clients. That's my plan of attack for this evening. I'm waiting for Laura to get back. She is on a bus right now. Oh yeah, she made the early bus, just messaged me. And then when she gets back, I will, we'll obviously have dinner. Formula One's on in 2 hours. Got ages till Formula One. But yeah, tonight I'm going to be looking at basically a game plan. Tomorrow, like I say, we're kind of not working much tomorrow. It's just going to be like laptop stuff because Laura's got the day off and we're going to be doing DIY. Living the dream. So yeah, I do need to figure out like what the crack is, because there's people that I've emailed before that I want to email again. There's people that I would have never have emailed because code reviews wouldn't have suited them. And I need to figure out like how to approach each individual one and all that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? It is bedtime, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday as well. Fly past yesterday. Today I've had basically a day off. Just done like some, that was a lie really. I've had a bit of a day off because Laura's had the day off as well. I've been doing a lot of DIY, you see. We got up, Laura went to the dentist, went shopping, came back, was doing some DIY. So I've attempted to patchwork some protective waterproofing on some of our damaged render that's causing our damp problems. We'll see how well that works. Effectively just trying to stop more water getting in, or more damp trying to getting in before we manage to get someone to come around and fix it properly. So I've kind of like bodged it, like properly bodged it. And it's even like a temporary bodge before we bodge it, before we then get someone else to do it. Because it might make sense waiting past winter to do it because of the temperature and how moist it is in the air and all that shit. We then had lunch, and then I played Formula 1 basically. Laura made some cookies which are like chocolate and hazelnut, and my god, are they sickly AF. They're nice, they just make you feel a bit sick after, you know what I'm saying? And then we just kind of haven't really done anything since then, to be honest. Not ideal, not ideal. But tomorrow we're back at work, getting shit done. You know how it is. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun one. I'll catch you later.